Hey all, this is Universal Group of Institutions, Bengaluru. I'm Sri Lakshmi Rao, here with some information about the Katchatheevu Island and the issue. The main focus is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's ex-post has rekindled the issue of ceding Katchatheevu Island to Sri Lanka in 1974, also an issue in which INDIA bloc, Allies Congress, DMK and MDMK are not on the same page. About 1.5 months ago, Katchatheevu was in limelight as in the late February Fishermen's Associations in Ramanathapuram district boycotted the annual 2-day festival as a mark of protest against the Sri Lankan Government's continuous arrests of Indian fishermen on charges of poaching. Katchatheevu Island. The park strait has the island of Katchatheevu. It is situated between Sri Lanka's Narendra and Tamil Nadu's Rameshwaram. Under Sri Lankan governance, it is an uninhabited island. It covers an area of roughly 1.15 square kilometers. History of the island. The island was initially known as Kachi, mentioned in the Rameshwaram inscription of the King Nisankamalla of Sri Lanka. Historical evidence suggests its jurisdiction under the Sri Lanka since the Portuguese, Dutch and the British eras. During the medieval period, it was the part of Jaffna Kingdom and later the Ramanathapuram Kingdom under the British rule. Dispute emerged between Indian and Sri Lankan colonial governments in 1920, with India claiming ownership based on the Landlords Association with the Raja of Ramnad. B. Hosbek opposed India's claim, asserting the islands association with the Jaffna diocese. By 1921, a border agreement placed the island within Sri Lankan territory. The dispute persisted until 1974, with India recognizing Sri Lanka's ownership that year. The 1974 Indian-Sri Lankan Agreement. Ownership of Katchatheevu changed when Prime Ministers Indira Gandhi of India and Sirima R.D. Bandaranaike of Sri Lanka signed an agreement in 1974 acknowledging the island as the part of Sri Lanka. Additionally, the deal permitted Indian pilgrims to visit the island's Catholic shrine and allowed fishermen from that region to fish around the island and dry their nets there. The governments of India and Sri Lanka have an agreement that states that Indian nationals visiting Katchatheevu do not need to have Sri Lankan visa or Indian passport. The transfer's legality was challenged in the Indian Supreme Court due to lack of ratification by the Indian Parliament. 1976 Supplemental Agreement. In addition to placing limits on fishing boats and fishermen from either country, fishing in each other's waters without express permission from either, the 1976 agreement also attempted to define maritime borders and exclusive economic zones for both the nations. Political agitations and cultural significance. Tamil Nadu politicians have protested the recognition, advocating for Indian sovereignty over the culturally significant island. The island holds importance for Tamil Nadu fishermen and serves as a fishing ground shared by both the countries. The Indo-Sri Lankan Agreement permits Indian fishermen access to the island for fishing activities. The environmental significance of the area. The Gulf of Mannar and Park Bay form a transboundary area within the waters of India and Sri Lanka. A remnant but still breeding population of dugongs. Gulf of Mannar, the Maritime National Park. Spread across an area of 560 kilometers, the biosphere covers the coasts of Thoothukudi, Tirunelveli, Rameshwaram and Kanyakumari. Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve. The Gulf of Mannar endowed with 3 distinct coastal ecosystems, namely coral reef, seagrass bed and mangroves. The Adams Bridge. The location of this Adams Bridge, which is also known as Ramasetu and Nalasetu, spans 48 kilometers and lies between Rameshwaram on India's southeast coast and Mannar Island near Sri Lanka's northwest coast. Nature of the bridge. Scientists attribute the formation of Ram Setu to natural processes including tectonic movements and the accumulation of sand in corals. However, some contended it to be man-made, citing evidence over time. Geological theories. Geological suggest that Sri Lanka was once connected to the Indian landmass with calcareous blocks indicating a separation around 125,000 years ago. Religious beliefs. According to Hindu tradition, the bridge was constructed by Lord Rama and his army to reach Lanka and confront Ravana. Conversely, Islamic lore suggests that Adam used the bridge to access Adam's Peak in Sri Lanka. The Park Strait. The Park Strait separates the island nation of Sri Lanka's northern province's Jaffna district from the Indian state of Tamil Nadu. It links Park Bay in the southwest with the Bay of Bengal in the northeast. Robert Park, a governor of Madras during the Company Raja era, is honored by the strait's name. St. Anthony's Festival. A Catholic church called St. Anthony's Shrine is situated on Sri Lanka's Katchatheevu Island. On the island, it is the lone building constructed every year festival is organized. Indian government's position. The Indian government's stance in 2013 clarified that no Indian territory was relinquished, thus rejecting the notion of retrieval of Katchatheevu. It framed the issue as a historical dispute between British India and Ceylon or the present Sri Lanka, emphasizing the resolution through agreement